So I wanted to make a video about what simping is, why it happens, why it's a problem, and what to do instead. And I'd like to say I speak from personal experience on this. While my life and thinking are very different now, I was a simp for most of my life. There's actually a Wikipedia article which describes a simp as someone who shows excessive sympathy and attention towards another person, typically someone who does not reciprocate the same feelings in pursuit of affection or a sexual relationship. So why do so many men do this? Well, the bottom line is that men simp because they have an unrealistic idea of how love and romance work. Often these beliefs about love were shaped by having parents who themselves didn't give consistent and reliable love during their childhood. And so as a little boy, a man learns that he has a better chance of being loved if he shapes himself into exactly what his parents want. And he may have had little opportunity to express his own wants and desires. He may have been taught, directly or indirectly, to not be like his father, often throwing out the baby with the bathwater by rejecting not only problematic behaviors he saw, but also healthy, dominant and assertive masculinity in its entirety. On top of this, modern men have been fed way too many Hollywood stories where the nerdy guy who gets ignored after trying and trying finally gets the girl. And they've internalized a few too many messages of, if I just show her how much I love her, then eventually she'll fall in love with me. But in reality, it rarely works out that way. Simping comes from a man's belief that he has to work hard in order to be lovable, like he couldn't be loved as he is. And there's actually some truth to that. Nearly all women go through a stage in life where they are seen as valuable and desirable, maybe not always by the guys that they'd like to be desired by, but most men do not have anything like this. Some men were tall and good looking and popular from a young age, and they got girls' attention easily. But most men are invisible on romantic radars until and unless they develop themselves into someone who is valued in the eyes of women. The TikToker and YouTuber Homath refer to this as the not people zone, because they seem to be excluded from consideration when women talk about or complain about men. They're not even seen as existing.
These men are having a new girl every day.
She means these men, not these.
There is no shortage of women giving men a chance.
There's a pretty big shortage right here.
An average man does have to work hard in order to be someone who attracts women, but this is where the simps misunderstand and completely apply their efforts incorrectly. They often pick a woman that they really like and then try really hard to win her over, to convince her to like him. They misunderstand that working hard is not about trying to win over a woman, but about raising your own appeal and value to where women are choosing you. This is why self-improvement has so many men interested in it, because your entire experience of life is so different when you can move into the top 20% of attraction rather than the 80% below it. And with most men doing nothing towards that, it's never been easier. And yet, so many men never even get to experience that, because hard work requires a willingness to suffer. Simping, on the other hand, doesn't reduce suffering, but instead makes your suffering meaningless, while giving you the opium of false hope to hold on to. Simping is also what is known as a tragedy of the commons. This is where something which a group of people share and rely on gets exploited by one particular subgroup and turned into an undervalued commodity. Simping turns male attention, something which should be only given in mutually beneficial relationships, into something cheap and taken for granted by women, in the same way that promiscuity and provocativeness turns female sexuality into something cheap and taken for granted by men. Women who are posting thirst traps online certainly aren't interested in the vast majority of men who are reacting to them and giving them attention, but they certainly enjoy the dopamine hits of validation. And yet thousands of men are in there commenting how beautiful she is, like they're playing some lottery that has a 15 to million one chance that she might be interested in him. Much of the Manosphere calls out female delusion in things such as stating ridiculously high standards for the men that they say they're going to date.
Minimum height.
6 feet.
Yeah, that's where they get you. Would you exclude obesity?
Absolutely.
Minimum income. So
I'm gonna say at least 200.
200 grand?
You can be 30 years
Oh
old and
my
make
goodness.
200.
Take a guess at what percentage of men fit this
2%.
criteria? 2%? Much lower. It's 0.049%.
But I'm going to say right now that male delusion is just as common. The rise of OnlyFans rests squarely on male desperation, loneliness and delusion, where men are willing to pay money for an attractive woman to pretend to be interested in them. There's a concept in the book No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover which he emphasizes again and again, and that is choose women who choose you. Take a look at just how much male energy is spent on daydreaming, lusting after, liking, commenting, writing poems for women who do not reciprocate that interest. If men took that energy that they spent chasing women who didn't want them and instead funneled it into productive pursuits like their fitness, their learning, their career, imagine just how much physically and mentally healthy and successful those men could be. But instead, all that energy is wasted. To use a reference from the 80s movie Field of Dreams, there's something of a theme in attractiveness of build it and they will come. The most attractive men have women chasing after them without them having to try, and while most of the rest of us will still have to make the first move, women who like you make things easy for you. And the more women like you, the more women like you, which means more of them will make things easy for you to meet and date them. And then the relationship is of higher quality too. I am completely myself with my girlfriend, and I am deeply loved for who I am and who I've built myself to be. I can be saying this most stupid random shit and she will look at me and be like, I love you so much. And so instead of the simps approach of trying to win over a woman who isn't interested, hoping that you might be able to convince her to tolerate you, you can choose one out of the ones who are interested and only stick with her if she adores you. In terms of attractiveness, there's something of a reversion to the mean. On average, you get what you deserve. There are avenues in life in which both men and women can become significantly more attractive than they were. And you can check out the YouTube lives I did with my friend Andy on this topic. But the cure for simping is one of energy preservation and redirection. It's still on you to make a move with a woman that you're interested in getting to know, and you should do that with openness and confidence. But that's it. After making that initial move, if she's not interested, she should be completely off your romantic radar in the same way that an obese or elderly lady would be off it. You have to save your energy for those who enthusiastically choose you. I hope this helps someone. Thank you for listening.